G'day and welcome to Aussievision. It's Dale here.
Hey, g'day, it's Mike.
Yes, and it's the first day of Eurovision week today. It's Monday morning here in Torino. We are here having a little espresso. I'm going to put sugar in mine in a second. Before we look ahead, Mike, because we've got the jury show tonight, we did want to take a little look back at what we saw during rehearsal weeks and who has popped out. Now, amongst the contenders, Ukraine still looking good. They've actually tightened in the odds, even more of a favourite.
Really not surprised. That is an excellent presentation, isn't it? And as we mentioned earlier, it sort of gets that emotion across without being too overbearing about it. There's every reason why it's the favourite, and I can't see that changing as we progress.
Yeah, they were very impressive. They look great, and so they are the favourites still. They're still my pick to win at this stage, but I tell you what, there's a few that are gaining momentum, and one of them is the United Kingdom. They are now third in the odds, second in some of the odds, jumping ahead of Sweden, maybe in front of Italy. The Brits are getting very excited. It was very impressive, wasn't it?
It certainly was. There was never really a doubt he was going to be able to sing the song. It's probably more about the presentation that the United Kingdom were bringing. It is very impactful. It does look very good. I'm not surprised it sort of jumped up a little bit in the odds there. You know, having said that, Sweden, a little bit trouble-plagued rehearsal for her, so maybe not a great indication of exactly how that's going to look.
Exactly.
So maybe that might be a little bit inflated in the odds.
Yeah, true. All right, Spain as well. I know you're very excited by that one. She's put a great package together. I think she's about fifth in the odds at the moment. Could be on track for a top 5, but feeling top 10 is almost a certainty at this point.
Pretty much. It's about that jury score, isn't it? If she can do well in the jury, and I don't see any reason why she can't. She's certainly trying to give it a bit more vocal power, etc. Then the good result is on here. Is it a contender? Maybe not. Maybe not.
Yeah, exactly. Another one that really popped out actually was Greece. Really great solid staging, great vocal, all really nicely put together. I think we're potentially on track for another Greece top 10, 2 in a row.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. It's almost, when you look back, like a simple presentation, but it's very, very good. It's very well rehearsed. All the shots are very good. She's very good vocally and comes through that camera very well. So there is jury appeal here. There is televote appeal here, one would imagine as well.
Okay, well, also just popping, like Serbia has brought their national final performance, but done a good job with some like English translations up. They're getting momentum. They jumped up to around, I think, 10th place to make the top 10 in the odds. They were quite far out at that stage. For such an unusual song, it seems to be doing quite well, and people getting behind it. The artists are singing it. They're loving it.
It's always that one where we think, how's it going to go across to the mass audience? You know, so far it's very much a fan sort of based things. It is good. It's very, very good. It should come across well. That little bit of English subtitling here and there adds to the accessibility. So yeah, fingers crossed the public get behind it, because I think it's a fantastic song. Love it.
Yeah, and I think there's been a few for the semi-finals that to qualify have certainly jumped up now and given some great performances. Let's talk about Czech Republic. We're a little bit worried about them, but man, they smashed it. Great performance.
Yeah, and look at their running order as well. Final on the running order there. It should stand out with the televoters in particular when it comes time to bash that phone and give some votes. So looking good for the Czech Republic, and it all is tied here. Very tied here.
Exactly. I hope they get through. Also, San Marino brought the bonkers and brought the bucking bull. He's still out of the odds, but has been tightening a lot. Looking like he is a chance, an outside chance to get through.
Yeah, if Italy was voting in this semi-final, I'd be very much more confident for him. You know, he's going to come across that screen as really, really well. Well, a bit weird. Let's just see how the European voters, if they go for it as well.
Also Ireland, really impressive. Their odds have been jumping in. She was last to make it in the odds, and now it's 15th. Not a huge climb, but she has been jumping up there and still is every chance.
It's an excellent package. It looks really, really good. It's not reinventing the wheel or anything here, but she doesn't, and she never deserved to be bottom of that semi-final odds, to be honest. So perhaps it's probably finding a level more where it should be, but could still make it into that top 10.
And of course, we were very happy with Australia's rehearsal as well. Looked really good. Sheldon sounded great, and I feel very confident about us getting through. And I think actually we could be on for another good result here.
Yeah, look, as far as getting out of the semi-final, you would imagine jury vote is coming for this, if he can hit that vocal as he should. There is a presentation there that will catch the eye for some televoters. We don't tend to struggle as far as televote in the semi-finals. So look, looking good for Sheldon, I would say, to be there on the Saturday night, and that's what we want.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot more on the rehearsals. You can go watch our videos on that one. People like Latvia popped as well. But that's looking back at the big sort of ones that jumped out. Now let's look ahead to tonight, Michael. We have the first jury semi-final. Always important, but more important for some. I want to start us off with a song and an artist that I think needs to smash the jury tonight to get through, and that's Switzerland. I think he's really relying on a jury score to qualify at this point. It did well in the Euro jury, coming in 10th, so people do like the song, musicians do. The rehearsals were okay, but he has to hit a note that he seems to always kind of not quite smash. And so it's very important for him to have a good night. If he doesn't, I don't see him getting through.
Yeah, I kind of agree. This kind of has to be in that top 4 of the jury score, doesn't it? It's an interesting semi-final as far as juries go. It's not really one of those ones you go, these are the standout jury songs, you know, the big vocals, the impressive compositions. So there's jury votes up for grab here, and they're 50% of the score. So if he can do a good job here and then maybe squeak through with a bit of a tally vote, then I agree. He needs to hit it tonight.
Now, there's a few here that will just... We think they'll do well with the jury. We just think Armenia and Greece, obviously, and Portugal and Netherlands are all kind of jury songs, I think, and they just have to do what they're doing, and that's going to really help tonight. So I don't think they're too much of a worry at this point. They'll do a good jury one. You had someone in mind as well that you thought they need to have a good jury show to get through.
Yeah, the one for me is Lithuania. It's an interesting song. To be honest, the only reason I think the jury's really should be heavy on this one is because the tally vote just isn't there. The presentation almost feels very threadbare, so I can't see the vote coming for her for the public, so she needs to score well with this. Whether she does or not, it is a bit of an odd composition, really, isn't it? So, you know, we'll see if she needs it. If she's got any hope, she's got to do well tonight.
Unfortunately, I don't think she has any hope, poor thing, because it's a really good song and a performance, but I think that stage, unfortunately, has just been, it's not quite popping enough at this stage. But look, yeah, jury score will be needed. Another couple of ones I think is worth talking about as an outsider. These two songs I think definitely will do a good performance, but they've got to keep it going, and they've got to get this jury score if they're going to have this chance to cause an upset, and that is Bulgaria and Iceland. Talk about Bulgaria?
Yeah, look, I mean, ultimately it's a very tidy package. I don't know if it's going to be at the pointy end of either the jury or the tally vote, but my gosh, if you can just, you know, slip maybe 7th and 9th or something in either one, all of a sudden you're probably in that 10. A lot of people were writing it off before the competition. I thought it was at least consistent and quality enough to at least have a look in, and that seems to be the case from the presentation we've seen.
Yeah.
Iceland, I guess that's an interesting one, isn't it? It's a bit of a Vegemite song, I think, with this one. Either you really like it or you're bored to tears on this one. So we'll see. We'll see if the jury... I mean, it's well performed. The harmonies are absolutely beautiful, all that sort of stuff, but we'll just see if the jury's come for it.
Well, that's it. The harmonies and that vocal is just screaming some jury score at least. So if they are going to get through, they need to, again, smash it. But they've smashed it every time, so there's no concern here. It's more like this is an important night for them, I think, for sure. So, and I agree on Bulgaria. I think the fact that others may have dropped during the week has let them open to cause a big surprise, and I think that's the surprise I'm looking for. Now, is there any shocks that you think could happen if there was going to be someone who would miss out or someone who could get in that no one would see coming?
Oh, look, I mean, it's a difficult one, isn't it? I think it's a very even semi-final in a way. You've probably got a group of 4 or 5 should sail through, and then everyone else is fighting for those other spots, and none of them are really that bad. Maybe there's probably one song in there I'm not giving too much of a chance of getting through, but the rest, you know, they're there to fight for it. And
so no shocks?
No shocks, not really.
Okay, I think the only one that, if I'm going to go out there with a prediction, there's a street sweeper right now. Well, I kind of agree with you that there's probably not going to be a shock, but if there is going to be one, I'm a little worried about the Netherlands. I think they'll still get through, but I just don't see that. I don't see that this was an amazing performance. I thought it was all very good. The staging's a bit simple on bare. It's hopefully going to get through just based on the song alone. But, you know, if there's ever going to be a massive surprise, to be that. Also, Portugal's no short thing either. And the other outsider I want to always mention is Denmark. I just think they could do the 10th and 10th and get through. but I'm still not willing to predict it. But it could be a shock.
Look, I'll probably concur a little bit on Portugal. Generally the televoters don't come for Portugal, but this is a bit more. This has got English in it. It's a bit more accessible. There is quality in the song, so I don't really have too much problem there. And I'm sorry, Netherlands is sailing through.
Well, we'll see once we get the semi results out. I think it'll be closer than expected. Portugal lucky to be in the semi-final, I think, because they've got that jury score potential at this point. All right, well, look, that's everything that's really happening on the ground here in Eurovision. We are outside the Stadio Olimpico. Next door is the Pala Alvator, and this is the cafe around it. Also, the American Song Contest is happening tonight. We've kind of forgotten about that. But I must say, at this moment, the guy from Washington, Alan Stone, is looking like the favourite ahead of Alexa.
Really?
Yeah, really. So,
I'm not a big fan.
Who are you hoping to take it out?
Look, I'm not really emotionally attached to any of them, to be honest. Look, I did like Tennessee. I thought he's got an excellent song, and I did like, I can't remember which state he's from, but the Sparrow guy. Yeah. I thought that's a really good song as well. He's got a good vocal. He's
a second favourite, along with Alexa is there as well. I kind of hope he doesn't win. I'd like to see Tennessee do okay. American Samoa there, I'd love them to see do decent, but yeah, in terms of win, not sure. It's quite open. But yeah, apparently Alan Stone's a heavy favourite, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, well, look, that's it for day one. We'll be back tomorrow when we'll give you all the details about the jury show that we'll see tonight.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Ciao, ciao.